Welcome, absolutely everyone, to Broke in Gaming. I am your co-host, Shea.
I am your other co-host, Dan. And hey, Shea, what have you been playing recently?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Dan. It has mostly been Kingdoms of Amalur and NHL 25 the last month. Haven't really been doing a whole lot of gaming, surprisingly, but I do have a couple games to talk about, and the first one is a game called Somerville. It comes to us from a studio called Jump Ship, an independent studio that was founded by Dino Palti, who I only mention because he was a co-founder of Playdead, the studio that worked on Limbo and Inside.
Oh, okay.
A game... Did we cover both games for the show, or just Inside?
Just Inside. We talked about Limbo, but...
Yeah, so Somerville is essentially the same game, a little bit more puzzle-heavy, but same kind of thing, moving across a kind of very specific 3D environment from biome to biome as you work your way through an alien invasion that has lost you your family. You play as an unnamed father who gets alien powers after the aliens invade that allow him to use light to interact with these alien growths that have appeared on Earth since the landing of these. There's a bunch of obelisks that crash into Earth, and that's kind of source of alien overgrow on the planet. And your guy can manipulate that when he is touching a light source, which is an interesting mechanic. I think I'm about halfway through that. I sat down and played 4 hours of it one night. I think I'm about halfway through. And it's all right.
Yeah, I've been playing it a little bit too. I keep distracting myself, but we'll get into that when I come with my stuff. But I'm at the big outdoor stage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm probably 3 areas ahead of you, I want to say. And, you know, in a shocking turn of events, when I play a puzzle game, I've only had to look up a walkthrough for one puzzle so far.
Oh, wow.
So, it's nothing like The Witness when I struggled through that.
Nothing is like The Witness, really.
Kelsey gently from the comment section of my fucking Twitch stream guiding me through puzzles.
I did too. Come on.
She was there every time though. She was like, what if you look at it from the sun? And it's like, okay. So yeah, I played a bit of Somerville. I apparently bought the Borderlands movie on Prime.
Why?
I don't remember doing it ever. And frankly, that reaction is the reaction I had when I saw it. I was like, why did I do this? I was not excited about it when it was announced. I wasn't excited about it. I was excited about it when they said that Jamie Lee was going to be
Tannis.
Tannis. Yeah. Thank you. I couldn't think of her name. But I wasn't excited about it when I saw Kevin Hart in it. Jack Black. I shouldn't say. I was not excited that Kevin Hart was in it and playing Roland, because that shit made no sense. And then I saw the trailer, and the girl playing Tiny Tina, I'm sure did an excellent job with what she was given. Annoying as fuck. Could not get into it after I saw the trailer. However, I did apparently buy it, so I just have that now forever, and I watched the movie, and as expected, it was dog shit. But it did lead me to re-download the Borderlands trilogy. And so I started playing Borderlands again.
At least some positive came out of it.
Right. My usual go-to is to play as Lilith in the first one, but I went with Mordecai this time, the sniper.
Yeah, I like playing. I like arranged. I mean, not that anybody's like super close up in a Borderlands game other than Krieg, but
I don't know. Brick is like melee heavy.
Brick, you can, yeah. Just full tank. Which they didn't put Brick in the fucking movie, did they?
Listen, man, no, they didn't. He and Krieg are basically the same person.
Gross.
And it didn't make any sense to me that they put Krieg in the movie and not Brick. Like, if we're going to start from day one, whatever. We can record a whole episode on my gripes with the movie, but that's not what we're here for. We'll bring Kelsey back on to make her watch it.
Yeah, can we?
I'll see what she's up to.
All right, great. Wait, no, because that means I have to watch it. Hold on.
Oh, anyway. So the big one, though, that I've been playing, as you might expect, is the Oblivion Remaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started Oblivion once, and it was fun. The ugliest thing that I think I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad, yeah. It doesn't hold up, the original.
The original, yeah. And I got the remaster, and I don't know why I got it for the Steam Deck instead of my fucking Xbox, because it runs so poorly on the Steam Deck.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know. It has to run in low graphics or else it won't do anything. And so it's like barely a step up from my memory of the original. However, I do feel like they've made combat a little easier, which is good for me because I got stuck in like the first fight that you get into. Like, doesn't even get into the Oblivion Gate that you go to literally first. I had these Imperial soldiers following me through a imp-infested castle, and I just kept getting fucked up by this one imp because they died, and I had been leaning on them for a good bit of my combat. So I stopped playing it, and then the remaster came out, and I was like, I'll give it another shot. And I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Good.
So, but full ringing endorsement for me on the Oblivion Remaster. Beyond that, though, man, like I don't really know that I've been playing anything. I mean, like I said, Amalur, NHL 25. I'm about to murder Cam Talbot in the game.
Let's go.
Dude sucks, man. He's inexplicably still like ranked as my starting goaltender, even though he's got an 887 save percentage on the year. And so, in a wild twist of fate, though, when I get too frustrated to keep playing franchise, where he's my goalie for the Calgary Flames, I switch over to the Be a Pro mode, where I'm a prospect playing for the Sharks, unfortunately.
Okay.
And, I mean, the Sharks are a fine organization, I'm sure. Not my favorite team. They're also like really, really bad. And because they drafted me, they don't have Macklin Celebrini, which is like a true linchpin on their team currently. But anyway, in Be a Pro career, the fucking Sharks went out and traded for Cam fucking Talbot. So he's still my goalie in Be a Pro.
What kind of wheels did Cam grease to just be so prominently featured in every aspect?
Right, it's starting to feel like a personal like grudge that he's holding against me.
Yeah.
Oh, they have like a mechanic in the game called like grudge match, where if you play like one of your rivals, one of your players will get like a boosted stat or whatever. Cam Talbot and me as a person, or I should say as a person, as a player, are becoming rivals. And I get a grudge match bonus every time I turn on the game.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah, that's about it. Dan, what about you? What have you been playing?
Well, this was a whole month of requiring escapism, so I've been playing a lot of stuff. In honor of the new season of The Last of Us, I played through all of The Last of Us Part 2 again, which is just a fantastic game. Depressing as all hell, but so solid.
Yeah.
You
have never played it. That's
never
correct.
played it, right?
Yeah. Because I never beat the first one.
Astounding to me.
Look, I'm bad at like resource management games. You know what I mean?
I don't think that. I mean, the first one I think is less forgiving.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's the problem. I need forgiveness.
Yeah, there's so many more resources and like a wider variety of resources, I think, in the second one. Maybe just slightly, because you can like craft arrows and stuff in the second one.
Yeah.
Including exploding arrows, which never get used because I'm a stealthy person
stealthy
all the
archer.
time.
Yeah. We got it.
And that's how I play every game I play, if I can manage.
Yeah.
That's why I like Mordecai, because I can just pick people off with a sniper rifle from far away.
I was gonna say that has been
throw my bird at him.
Throw at the bird. Yeah. What's the bird's name? Like Bloodwing or something like that?
I think that's exactly it. Yeah.
Some fucking fantasy ass name.
Just first round brainstorm session kind of name. Yeah. Also, Mordecai's not in the movie. What the fuck? Anyway.
The movie was trash. We've established.
You said to me in private, and I don't want to like belabor the point.
Blow up my spot?
That Jack Black saved that movie, and
no. That's not what I said. I didn't say he saved that movie. I said Jack Black is the saving grace in this movie.
Okay, fair.
Which is very different than saving a movie.
You're right.
So I'll just dip into this real quick and then we can move on. Jack Black did not sound like Claptrap, but he was a Jack Black Claptrap. Do you know what I mean? Like he was the movie universe's Claptrap. Does that make sense?
Yes. Same with Bowser. Same with
Ugh. I still haven't fucking cared enough to see that movie.
I thought it was just fine. There's enough fan service in the Super Mario movie that it's like, okay, that's a cute reference. Pratt's a bad choice. Charlie Day was fine. It doesn't matter.
We are in the weeds here, man.
Yeah.
Tell us about The Last of Us 2.
It's real good. Still one of the most depressing things ever, though, genuinely. And if anybody's keeping up with the show, we're 3 episodes deep. All the things that you knew were going to happen happened. Their pacing and storytelling in the show is a little bit odd, but it's fine. They're not. I think they're doing the smart thing of not trying to necessarily appease to the video game crowd and just doing their best to tell a good story, and I can't fault them for that.
I honestly don't quote me on this, but the guy who created the show like made it because he wanted to adapt a video game he liked. He liked the story of The Last of Us. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's
not
true. Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? So anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. So play through all of that. There's still no announcement for a third game, which I think is very fun.
I was just about to ask you that. Like, after this season of the show, like, are they just gonna?
I think they're probably gonna stretch the second game into 2 seasons. I mean,
let it go.
There's enough to go off of. They kind of rushed a lot of elements of the first game into the first season. They can absolutely get away with making this 2 seasons if they so choose. But I don't know.
All right.
We'll see. So anyway, I did play a little bit of Somerville as well, but there was a free game for PlayStation that I had never heard of at all called Blueprints, and it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to understand that is also the word blueprints. Shea, do you know anything about this game?
I don't, because it's PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Yes.
Well, not exclusive, but between the 4 and the 5, it's a PlayStation 5.
Sure. I'm sure it's on Steam. But
yeah, I just found it. $30 fucking dollars.
30. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
This is one of the most interesting games I've ever played. I don't even really know how to describe what type of. So it's like a build your own escape room.
Okay.
Kind of. So the premise is that you have inherited some amount of wealth from a family member. The caveat is you have to retrieve it from this family manor. And I haven't gotten into how this works exactly, or like what the properties of the manor are that allow for this to be a thing. But every day you walk into the manor, the layout resets.
Oh, okay.
And you
love
build
that in a house.
Yeah. So like there's the entryway, and it has 3 doors, and you decide by drafting rooms what rooms go where. There's like, I think over 100 different room types and only 45 spots in total. You're trying to get to the antechamber, which is at the very back of the manor, which is the only other like permanently static room that's there. You
You
have...
think there'd be a back door, if
Yeah.
that's the only other room in the house that stays the same.
Right?
Feels like maybe the back door should...
For sure. I mean, like, you can get into situations where, and I've done it on multiple occasions now, where, like, within building 9 rooms, you're just deadlocked because there's just no pathway to go anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
There is a slight resource management thing to it in that, like, some doors require keys to open, some doors require gems, essentially, or, like, key cards, all of which you have to find as you go, and it's all luck of the draw. Like, you draft 3 rooms each time you get to a door.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like it's a roguelike walking sim
architecture.
puzzle game.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, there's ridiculous amount of secrets in it. I try not to search anything. I can't ever get into this game. I think you'd really like it, if I'm being honest. But like,
I'm sure that the core gameplay I sounds very much like something I would be into. But like,
the very first thing I thought was Lex would love this shit.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God. I want to talk to Lex about this so badly. Like, I have gotten very close to completing it, and then I found out that there was a thing that I was supposed to do based on so there's like an outside shed thing that I gained access to at one point, and now that's like a permanent thing. But even that, like, every time I approach that, it's 3 different possible rooms. So it's like a tool shed, a bunker, a crypt, and I never drafted the crypt because it tells you what you get from doing all those. So like with the shelter, the first time you enter 3 red rooms, which generally have negative effects, you are not affected by them. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. Toolshed has 2 items that are useful, like a sledgehammer to open chests without having to waste a key, or metal detectors to find like extra coins and whatever, which can be used to purchase things from a commissary if you so choose to build a commissary if you get that draw. I just never took the crypt, and I found out that I have to take the crypt in order to like move some shit around so that when I'm in the late stage game, it's not blocked off. So I made all this progress, like did all these puzzles, was like, I'm so close. And then there's just like a minecart in my way, and I'm like, well, fuck me. The chances of getting all of this to line up again so perfectly is so... it's fine.
That kind of shit would make me put it down right away, though, forever.
I put the controller down. Kit was sitting next to me on the couch. She had Googled certain things. I'm like, why isn't this where... I don't understand where I'm supposed to go. And she's like, oh, yeah, you're probably going to have to restart the day again. I'm like, oof. Why? I'm like I'm in the basement.
Yeah.
And then explained the whole tomb thing, and I just like quietly set down the controller next to me and turned on Game Changer. Cause what the hell? So anyway, I'm gonna get back into it. I just needed a refresher and a different free game currently on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Is a game that I swore I would never pay a dime for, but I'm still interested in playing it.
I just want you to know that you barely have to pay a dime to buy it now, like to own it. You know what I mean?
Is that true?
Yeah, it's constantly on sale.
Just because of the backlash?
I mean, I wouldn't say just because. It's, well...
Still one of the biggest IPs in the world.
Yeah, right. Why don't you tell them what the game is? And
we can talk about well, Shea... That would be Hogwarts Legacy. So because of everything going on with J.K. Rowling and really digging her heels in on this whole turf thing.
Oh my God. Such a piece of shit.
The fact that there's now a back and forth between her and John Oliver is bananas. But that's, fine. So I was a Potter fan. Kit is a huge Potter fan. But both of us have really distanced ourselves from the IP for that reason. Like, we don't plan on watching the HBO show at all. And I was like, I can't justify paying any money for this game. It looks really good, looks fun, interesting idea, but I'll never... Anything that potentially means money goes to J.K. Rowling, I can't justify.
Mm-hmm.
And then PlayStation put it up for free. And I'm like, well, I can't see the harm. I think the damage is already done because they pay for the licensing. I don't think they give the companies any more money based on how many times it downloaded. I think they just, like, it's already, me downloading it won't affect anything. So I did it. And Shea, it's really good. It's a really good game.
It's a really good game. Yeah.
It's frustratingly good.
Yeah. It's annoying.
The pacing, the mechanics, the story, everything about it is really good.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah. It's a fucking shame.
The developers clearly don't agree with J.K. Rowling either, because you,
being
as
trans
the
is
player
part of the
character,
creation.
can be trans. It's amazing. A very prominent character in the game, the owner and operator of the Three Broomsticks, is an openly trans character. Character development, super solid with every student you interact with. There are some that are real shitheels, but like within the context of what the game does, it makes absolute sense. Like that, there are wildly dark and depressing storylines, better than anything I remember having read in the books in certain cases.
That's because Dan and I know that this is a part of your childhood and mine.
J.K. Rowling's not a good writer.
She's not that good of a writer.
No, genuinely not.
Dan, come close. Come close.
Yeah.
Look at my eyes.
Okay. Yep.
She's not that good of a writer.
No, she's not.
She just made a super popular character and infused Christian themes into all of her works, and the world loved her for it. But she's not that good of a writer.
She's not.
And welcome to my new NPR show, Who's a Good Writer, with Shea.
Things are not as good as you remember them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, there are certain things in this game that, just from a narrative perspective, fully eclipse almost everything in the books. Like, just in terms of thoughtfulness or like poignant, like story, like it's so good. It's so good.
Have you come across the boy in the tower, the owl tower?
Yes.
Outside of the, oh my god, chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? Because I know you had played this as well, obviously, but like, did you complete it?
No, I didn't.
All right.
No, I needed space on my Xbox, and
all right, fair.
I was like, well, this is the first to go.
I'm getting real close to the end game.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna say that there aren't things that are still problematic about the world in general. The house elf thing, still really bad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people read into certain things with the goblins as being potentially anti-Semitic, and I don't think that's necessarily on the fault of the game devs so much as what the world
I was gonna say
they were walking into it with.
Right.
Same goes with house elves. Like, you're adhering to the world that you're given.
Yeah. Is that Portkey that made that game?
It is Portkey, which is
it
a company that I think she is a partial owner of.
I think she has to be. She's such a shithead that she's like, nothing can exist without my fingerprints on it. So,
yeah, she has, at the very least, stake in the company.
I do think they cut her out of the development process, though.
They really did. I mean, otherwise, there's no way multiple trans characters would be allowed in this. When the game was announced originally, I was like, fuck, I'm never going to be able to play this because, again, massive IP like this, I didn't think it would ever be free. We've seen on a bunch of occasions, like, things that are of this level that never, like Star Wars stuff. There's some Star Wars stuff that just likely will never be free to play.
Do you know what's wild about that? You'd think that, right? I think Survivor is free.
It absolutely is. And I found that crazy. And I might put it on the list. I don't know. We'll see. Is that the second one or the first one? Okay, so that is the second one?
Oh, God. You're making me doubt myself now. You talk about big IPs and I'll look up
sure
whether or not that's the second one.
But like, I was excited about the prospect of it, knowing like pretty little about it, but even the tech demo stuff that they were releasing for it, I'm like, it's everything you would want a Harry Potter game to be, or a Wizarding World game, I guess technically, because this takes place like almost 100 years before the events of the books /
I think
films.
it's more than 100 years. I think it's in like the 1860s or something like that.
Okay.
When it takes place. Jedi Survivor, just to update, is the second one. Fallen Order is the first one.
All right, which is not free, I don't think. At least through PlayStation.
It's basically free to buy.
Is it that cheap now? Okay.
Yeah.
Like there's some relatively big named actors in this. There's actual like Simon Pegg is your headmaster, who's a member of Sirius Black's family.
Mm-hmm.
I've never watched a single episode of Downton Abbey, but I know that a prominent actress from that plays Ron's great grandmother or some such shit.
Yeah. Oh my God, Downton Abbey was a PBS show?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I don't think I knew. I also did not watch Downton Abbey. I don't really like those plotting conversations over dinner parties, but I'm told it's very good for people who like those things.
I know about the bursting ulcer, and that is it. And that's only from
because it was on Big Fat Quiz.
Yep. Literally the only frame of reference I have for that entire series. That and Maggie Smith. But yeah, I'm upset with how good it is because, like, if there ever were to be a sequel, which I think just based on the actual gameplay, it deserved, we're kind of running into the same situation. So,
because if it's successful, she's going to get more involved in it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I am enjoying it. I'm.
Oh, okay. So you can skip the sequel that they have definitely announced.
Okay.
In September 2024, Warner Brothers Discovery's Gunnar Weidenfels stated that a sequel to Hogwarts Legacy would be one of the corporation's primary goals. The sequel is planned to be connected with the upcoming Harry Potter reboot television series. So this one, you can 400% skip.
Well, fuck.
Honestly, like, the game stands so strongly on its own.
So depressing.
Yeah. Right? I mean, I have to imagine that their hands are tied on this one, but it is still depressing.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
You're right, yeah.
I guess in a perfect world, just a bunch of people from Portkey would leave and make their own IP that's at least legally indistinguishable from the Wizarding World and just like build on those mechanics. Like the only, if I'm super nitpicky about like how the game was presented, the only thing I would have liked to see was maybe a morality system or something that actually affected like year-end points in a tangible way and not just like whatever. But like other than that, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, so Portkey just published that game. Avalanche developed it.
Okay.
Which, I mean, they're both owned by the same company, but
it's all under the Warner Brothers umbrella, right?
Yeah. some other credits for Avalanche software.
I know that name.
Yeah. Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour for the PlayStation 2 and the Wii. Cars 2, Disney Infinity and its subsequent sequels, and Cars 3 Driven to Win. Also, 2 separate Chicken Little games. Chicken Little and its sequel, Chicken Little Ace in Action.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
All right.
No, they developed some of the TAC games.
Oh.
Also, yeah.
Sure.
Probably where you know them from.
No, I mean, I did buy Disney Infinity. I still have some of the figurines because I got like a Marvel pack. Just because it was like a sandbox thing that like seemed interesting.
Yeah.
And it was not good at all.
No.
Because, again, as a person that is a fan of Disney, they will take you for every cent you're worth.
Yep.
And if you thought, like Skylanders was the prototype for that type of thing. Remember Skylanders?
I do, yeah.
And Disney just went, oh, hold my beer. We'll charge you for everything.
Yeah.
And we'll give you less overall gameplay. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. extremely believable.
Right, yeah. No, I got you.
And then, that's enough about that, because now I'm depressed that a sequel will probably be fun, and I cannot justify playing it under any circumstances.
What house did you go into?
Ravenclaw.
Oh yeah, me too. How about that?
I don't think it affects anything other than a couple of wardrobe options.
Yeah.
Like, did you do the thing with the house tokens and the keys with wings? Did you do that?
I've looked into it.
Quest.
I've looked into it.
So
I know about the system. I'll say that.
So
I can't say that I've prioritized it at any point.
So apologies, Shea, but the coat that you end up getting if you are a Ravenclaw is remarkably similar to Cody Rhodes' ring entrance attire.
Oh my god.
Like, weirdly similar, which is based on Homelander's gear, but he's a good guy, so that makes it's fine. It's fine. He lost to John Cena at Mania. It's fine.
Ugh, of course he did.
Yeah. So I just have one
Jesus
quick
Christ.
update.
They can't stop. They cannot stop sucking John Cena's dick.
It's his last year in the business. Like, he's actually
yeah, that's
retiring.
what he said the last fucking time.
No, this is his retirement year, which is also weird thing to do. They turn him heel finally. Look, you don't want to get into this. I promise you don't. Peacemaker season 2 drops in August. One quick update about last month's episode rather. I did successfully complete Sonic Frontiers without doing a single actual mission from the point I decided that I didn't need to. I went through every other land fully after that point without doing a quote classic Sonic level. You shouldn't be able to do that. I'm so stoked that you can.
That's wild though, that they were just like, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if you play the game or not.
Play it the way you want to play it. Like, because like you can break the Zelda games as well. Like Breath of the Wild, you don't have to do what they want you to do. That's why people can speedrun it in 12 minutes or whatever the fuck. Like a massive open world game, and they're just like, yeah, I beat Calamity Ganondorf. Who gives a shit? Yeah, I was so stoked. It was fine. Like, all things said and done, it was fine. It only ended up being those 3 characters. I completely whiffed on how they were gonna dole out the rest of the characters.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It was already bloated. Didn't need to be anything else. You end up teaming up with Robotnik at the end, which that happens in, like, I think 50% of the modern day Sonic games. The AI whatever character ends up going like, oh, Sonic seems like a really good dude. I think we should help him.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah. It ended really abruptly too with
does Sonic try to
Nope.
Not to be crass,
Nope.
but does Sonic try to fuck the AI?
Nope. Nope. In this particular one, they did not bother with a romantic Sonic angle. Thank goodness.
Yep.
But like, it just kind of ends, and everybody's like, "Good game, everybody. We did it. Let's go home." And I'm like, "Okay, that's okay." And then the longest credits with a post-credit cutscene that did not matter. I think the Team Sonic people are always like, maybe all of our games underperform. Maybe if this one does, we'll do a direct sequel, but like, that's probably not likely. We'll sow the seeds just in case. And then it never happens. Because they sell, like, I saw a statistic where it's like maybe 15% of what Mario games sell at.
Ooh.
I could be wrong about that. I might be misremembering, and that might be outdated as well. But like, I think it was post Sega folding as a console company. I think it was something in the ballpark of like 15%.
Yeah.
Fact check me on it. But yeah, that's all of it. That's all I've been playing. Very, very excited to see what they do with the Last of Us series. Not excited to potentially watch the Borderlands movie for a podcast episode, but that's fine. Because Shea.
Yeah.
In our next episode, we will be bringing back the old format.
We certainly will.
So let's do the wrap up, and then we can do the way that we do the announcement the way that we used to do it. So as always, you can follow us on social media at BNG Pod on Instagram, and our Blue Sky link is a thing that I will never commit to memory. We will be posting custom artwork for episodes that are
every episode.
In episodes that are the old format. Committed to that.
The people spoke,
I'm committed to that. Yeah, well, that's fine.
If you want to follow us on Twitch, where I have been, I wouldn't say consistently, but more frequently streaming a playthrough of Skyrim, you can watch me do that on some Tuesday nights over at twitch.tv/BNG podcast. And if you'd like to catch up on those extremely story-heavy streams, you can do so over on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@brokengamingpodcast. All of our episodes are up there as well, including our the first 2 episodes of our newly launched tabletop RPG, Broken Gaming Plays Delvebound, which is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition system set in the world of Tamriel, the Elder Scrolls universe.
And as always, you can send us an email at brokengamingpod@gmail.com. And now we are absolutely accepting game suggestions as we dive back into our old format. I think we're going to be doing it like in every other situation. Like we'll do the old format and then this format, just so we can catch our breath with certain things, because we have so much going on just in the real world. And then with Delvebound taking up a ton of Shea's time, especially, DMing is a thankless job. Sometimes, I assume. At any rate, hey, Shea, what are we playing next time?
Next time, Dan, we'll be playing a little game called Arcade Paradise. So make sure you tune in for that.
I am very excited. But until then, goodbye, absolutely everyone.
Goodbye.